Maybe.
What if your cat was a vegetarian?
Then it wouldn't be a very good cat, because cats are carnivores.
What if your cat could use powers?
That'd be awesome.
I already asked you that, didn't I?
Yeah, but it'd be awesome.
What if your cat...
What if my cat could shoot laser beams out of its eyes?
What if your cat was 3 years old?
She is around 3 years old.
What if your cat jumped up on the roof and then jumped off the roof?
I would catch her.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think you could?
Yeah. With all the love, yeah.
What if your cat made a really funny joke and then you thought it was funny, but she didn't think it was funny?
I would still laugh because it's silly.
What if your cat had really high expectations for you and you weren't able to meet them?
I would be sad and defeated.
What if your cat drew a really funny picture and then after it did that, it drew another really funny picture, so there would be 2 funny pictures, and then they got put in a museum because of how funny they were, and then your cat was really happy because it was the funniest cat alive, and then it got taken away to be called to because it was a genius, and then your cat was so funny that that it became a comedian, and it became a stand-up comedian, and everybody laughed when your cat was there, and then it went on to American Idol, and then it tried to audition because it was so funny, but it turns out she couldn't sing that well, and unfortunately she lost the competition, so she came home and was sad.
Unrealistic.
What would you do?
My cat sings perfectly.
But what would let's just say the judges were mean that day and they didn't let her go. They didn't let her go through.
I would kill
What would you
them.
say? You would kill the judges?
Yeah, I would kill them.
What would you do about the funny paintings?
I would put them in the museum.
They're already in the museum. What would you do after
I
they're in
would
the
take
museum?
them to visit them and be like, look, you did that.
That's
great?
what you would do? That's what you would do?
Yeah, and I would throw a party for her about her museums.
What if your cat had 4 cat-shaped sandals? What would you do? Do you think it would be really funny?
I would put matching sandals for her.
What would you do if your cat... I'm running out of ideas.
Yeah, I think...
No, wait. What would you do if your cat became the greatest firefighter of all time, got an award for being a firefighter, and then everyone else was so jealous of your cat that they ordered assassins to come after your cat? What would you say?
I would kill the assassins before they got to my cat.
You would kill the assassins? How would you kill the assassins?
I would use my impenetrable barrier spell.
Okay. But what if they had immunities to impenetrable barriers? What if they were ninjas and they could go through them?
I would say, if you want to hurt my cat, kill me instead, because then she'll be sad because no one will be there to feed her.
That's true. What if your cat had the ability to transform into anything it will, transformed into an ant, and you never saw her again?
I would say that's her choice. She didn't want to be my cat. She wanted to live her life as an ant.
What if your cat became a superstar, but she got this really awesome merch line, and it turns out they were actually made with really, really poor quality, and everybody blamed her, and then your cat got canceled, and then was really sad forever?
I would still be like, I love you, cat.
That's so epic. What if your cat transported in time back to the dinosaurs?
I would go with her and I would be like, this is awesome.
That's cool. Let's say your cat went on a journey to Mount Everest.
No, she'll die.
Hold on, I'm not done yet. And she had all the proper gear, so she's fine. And she made it up to the top and then took a picture and then sent it to you and said, I'm at the top of Mount Everest right now. What do you want me to do? What would you want her to do when she's at the top of Mount Everest?
I would say, come back home safe.
That's nice. But, like, let's say that was already a given. what would you ask her to do on Mount Everest?
I would ask her to pee on Mount Everest.
What if she already did that too? What would you ask then?
Then I would say, poop on Mount Everest.
Okay, but let's say she did that too. Let's say she did all the natural cat things on Mount Everest. What would you ask her to do then?
I would ask her to draw a picture of Sasuke and plant it in the ground like the American flag on the moon, so that there could be a Sasuke on Mount Everest forever.
That'd be really funny. What if your cat was really good at drawing Sasuke and did that on Mount Everest, and then years from now, people would like research and be like, I wonder who drew this, and then when they find out it was drawn by a cat, they resurrect your cat from the dead, and this is after you're dead too, and they resurrect your cat from the dead and make it the greatest artist of all time. What would you do?
I would do nothing because I was dead.
Okay, but let's say they resurrected you because you're the owner, so you took care of her.
Oh.
Let's say you're both resurrected, and it's like 3042.
And they're like, who is this guy? And I'm like, it's Sasuke, idiot. Dumb people don't even know Sasuke.
Well, it's 1,000 years in the future. There's so much media that came out after then. How are people supposed to memorize it all?
Because Naruto is forever, dude.
Yeah, but in the grand scheme of things, Naruto is like,
Naruto
what, 20
is
years,
like
maybe?
the Shakespeare of now.
Okay, but like, let's say in 1,000 years, there's been a million other epic, greater mangas besides Naruto.
Well, there's been a lot of epic plays. Nothing will replace Naruto, okay?
Alright, well, I have another question. Let's say your cat walked in here right now. What would you say?
I would say hello.
Let's say your cat never walked in here, ever. What would you say?
I would say hello, but in a different room.
Let's say your cat was able to transform into Lucario at will and then have Pokemon battles. What would you do?
I would...
Are you okay?
Yeah.
What would you do?
I would be like... Wow.
Let's say your cat went on a trip around the world in a hot air balloon. You were there, and she started making macaroni and cheese while she was in the hot air balloon. And the macaroni and cheese didn't actually go so well, so she burnt it all. And that burned macaroni and cheese attracted a polar bear, because you're in Antarctica. And the polar bear jumps up into the hot air balloon. It jumps like 50 feet off the ground. And it jumps into the hot air balloon. And now you have to take care of the polar bear, too. And the polar bear kind of wants to eat your cat, but also kind of wants to be its friends. And it's kind of like in the middle of deciding what it wants to do.
Let the polar bear eat me.
But wait, no. Then who would take care of your cat?
The polar bear.
What do you mean the polar bear would?
The polar bear could teach it how to hunt and stuff.
Okay, I guess that works.
What the heck have we been talking about?
I don't know.